live. Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live, and I'm here with our two very special guests, many-time guests here on Rich TV Live, and I'm very excited about some of the news that is circulating today. We've got Frank Candido, the chairman of Delta Resources, and Andre Tessier, the CEO. How you gentlemen doing today?
Doing really well, thanks, Rich.
Excellent.
Great to have you here today. And I wanted to talk about some of the news that's circulating today. So you announced today that you have begun your drill program. I'm sure that you must be excited about that. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you have chosen your hydrothermal gold targets to the south of your property as your first targets to drill. Why did you do that?
Let's start with how excited we are. Yeah, we are very excited. You know, we've had this property now for about a year. We've done our homework. We've mapped a good portion of the property. We've field proofed a lot of the anomalies that we needed to field proof, and it's looking terrific. We've got a brand new showing called the Snowfall showing area, which has three different gold occurrences on the same in the same area within say a 200 meter radius. So it's looking really good. Drilling is like Christmas morning. Every day you open the core boxes and you hope for a present from Mother Nature. So listen, the reason why we started in the south is more of a logistics issue than anything else. The southern portion of the property is easily accessible by roads. So it's an easier place to get to. The area is more of a sand plain with a minor amount of outcrops. So the area is dry. It's easy to drill. It's easy access. The drill won't sink in bogs. So that's the main reason. We're looking to venture into the eastern part of the property later on in the winter when the ground is nice and firm.
How many targets will you be drilling as part of this first phase?
Well, right now we've got our eyes set on 6 different targets. The Snowfall area being one of the main targets, but we've got some structures towards the northeast of the Snowfall occurrence, and we've got some the contact of the Dauversiere pluton, which seems highly prospective to us. We've got some indications that there's gold in the system, gold and copper actually in this case, and that's what we're going to go after. So we'll start with 6 targets. We have more, and of course, anytime you get any joy, then you continue.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned in your press release that you expect to drill at least 12 holes or a minimum of 2,000 meters in this area. Does this suggest that it could be even more?
Again, I think when you start your drilling, you've got a contingency of drill holes in your back pocket, and anytime you get any joy out of these holes, you just poke away at it. So we're starting with about 2,000 meters in 12 different drill holes, and then we're gonna build on that. So we're not going to stop at 2,000 meters. We of course you already know that we've got an additional 3,000 meters planned on the property. So a total of 5,000 meters. We've got a little bit of leeway as to when and how we want to drill those 5,000 meters, and pursuing these gold targets is one of them.
Your press release also suggested that once you have completed your phase 1 program, you will move the drill. You'll move the drill your VMS targets. Your release mentions that you have 10 targets as part of your VMS to the north of your property. What are you looking for as part of the phase 2 program?
The phase two program is, and again, it's phase two more because of logistics than anything else. So the ground will be firmer in January and late December. So we're going to be able to access that area a lot easier. So those targets are volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit targets, much like the Lemoine mine just north of the property, except we're looking for bigger. The Lemoine mine still stands as the second richest deposit in Canada's history. So it's a really nice target to be looking for. But the 10 targets are, again, it's a start. We've so far planned 5,000 meters of drilling total. And 10 of those targets are our priority targets for VMS are in the second phase. But we do have, I would say more than 30 targets altogether to look at. It's just a question of prioritizing them.
Now, you often compare these targets to the very rich Lemoine mine, which was only a few kilometers away from your target area. How excited are you to drill these targets?
Well, anytime we drill, we're excited. But drilling these VMS targets, it's a bonanza, really. Like these VMS deposits, they're company makers. You've got the Noranda. Noranda was founded on the Noranda mine. Falcon Bridge was founded on Kid Creek. You've got these huge deposits that are out there. And so that's ideally what we're looking for. If they can have the same grades as the Lemoine mine, then we'd be really, really excited. But we'll settle on half the grades of the Lemoine, but make them twice or three times larger. We'd love that.
Absolutely. Now, when do you expect to start announcing results from your drill campaign?
Well, typically, once the lab gets the drill core, we're looking at about a month turnaround. And then once you get these results, you want to put them all into context and interpret them before you start releasing anything. So we're probably looking, early December, mid-December, or even January before we've got everything together. That said, as we continue drilling in January and February, we're going to have results coming out, I would say, up until April and maybe June of 2021.
Okay, so we got a good 6 months of results, news, and a lot of exciting things coming here for Delta Resources and for shareholders. Can you update us on your Thunder Bay, Ontario property? What further developments can we expect from Delta?
Well, I don't know if you recall, during the summer we had a preliminary till survey at the DELTA-2 property just west of Thunder Bay, and our till results were absolutely phenomenal. We had one sample that had 457 grains of gold, all pristine grains, within a 10 kilogram sample, and that's like almost unheard of. So all of this pointed to a certain area north of our Eureka gold occurrence. So we want to follow that up. So what we did is we just completed a property scale till survey to cover the whole project area. We've collected 134 till samples. We should get the results from these till samples late November or December. But in the meantime, we had a crew of 4 geologists and technicians, go up in Thunder Bay. We went up early October until we were kicked out by Mother Nature when she dumped 10 centimeters of snow on us on the 21st of October. We've covered about 9 square kilometers of the property. All of the mineral occurrences that are there, we've covered. We've collected about 150 samples, and all the assays are pending. So we're waiting for results there as well. The the amazing thing at Delta-1 is the amount, the extent of the alteration. So far we've mapped out an area that's over 600 meters wide and the whole length of the Eureka property. So that Eureka block is about 1.7 kilometers wide. That alteration package ends at a major shear zone, which is the new target based on on that till geochemistry. So it's very exciting. Typically when you have these very, very large alteration zones, it lends itself to very large mineralizing systems, which is what we're looking for.
Now, Frank, I know you guys are about to run some media with BNN. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, listen, it's part of an overall strategy. We were waiting to get to this point where we started drilling, and then in advance of drill results, we want as many eyeballs on what we're doing as possible. So we've gotten this far with doing very little in terms of promotion or, IR outreach. All of it's been handled internally by Andre and myself, and now we need help, as all companies do. And so we're going to look at deploying resources, including this BNN ad, to bring people's attention to what we're doing. Should we be successful, and we're very confident that we will be successful, and we come out with some interesting drill results, then we want to make sure that as many people as possible are watching, and because that's what's going to drive your valuation. And ultimately, the more you drive your valuation, the less dilution there is to shareholders as you go forward. So that's the plan. BNN already started. In fact, it didn't start today. It started, I think on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Andre. Yep. And it will run for at least a month. And I think that's just one avenue, and there's going to be many other avenues. Speaking to people like you, Rich, obviously, helps us as well in terms of getting us that exposure. But we're going to be deploying more assets in that direction to achieve the goal of getting as many people familiar with Delta as possible as we continue drilling.
Now, as an investor, we're always looking for companies that are undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. One of the reasons that I really like Delta Resources is that you guys are essentially hitting every single box that I look for. You guys have really no debt, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
No debt. That's unheard of, guys, for small cap companies. And you guys have money in the bank, and you guys have a very tight share structure. You guys are obviously running ads with BNN and coming on Rich TV Live, so you're gaining exposure. So as an investor, we're always looking for companies before they explode. And you got to look for companies that have, like I said, tight share structure, strong management team in hot sectors. Gold right now has recently been on an epic tear, hit 2,000 all-time high, just recently went back down a little bit to around the 1850 range, 1875, and today is back over 1900. Where do you think gold goes from here? I think we see gold go back to 2,000 and above. Do you guys agree with me? Are you guys bullish on gold? Obviously, you guys are in the gold business, so you're very bullish on gold, but do you agree with me that gold is going back to 2,000 and beyond?
Do you want
that one, Frank?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tackle that. Listen, my personal opinion on where gold is going is sort of irrelevant, but hey, I'll answer the question. Yes, I'm long-term bullish on gold. And I think what we needed to do, and this is why the timing couldn't have been better for us. You're right. I think we do check all the boxes, and I think we did execute it is extremely effectively from the day we started this project up until now. I think we've executed exactly the way we wanted to. We've raised money at higher prices. We've suffered little dilution along the way. We have a great share structure. Gold, for the most part, had been cooperating. But to be honest, when we were actually going out to market to raise the last financing, it wasn't the ideal conditions. A lot of the money had sort of evaporated temporarily, but we still managed, because I think of the strength of the team and the strength of the projects that we've got, we were still able to get it done. And now I think today is D-Day. We need to get through this US election. We need to get on the other side of the US election. So the timing couldn't be better. Gold has been holding up. I think it's trading just above $1,900, which is fantastic. Our stock is trading at around the price where we financed. A lot of companies, their stocks have actually retraced or, gone down. We haven't. We've stayed there. So we've got the perfect launching pad right now to launch to the next level. And so we've got the right ingredients. We've got the team. We've got the projects. We're drilling. We've got cash in the bank. We've got a great share structure. We tick all the boxes, as you say. We believe we tick all the boxes as well. And should gold cooperate in the short term, which I think it may, that's just only going to help, have more wind in our sail. So couple that with, executing on a strategic IR plan going forward, I think that we can definitely, get many people interested on what we're doing and anticipating results coming, hopefully as, late December, early January, and from that point on over the next several months.
Go ahead, Andre.
My perspective is that you can't gripe on what you can't control. We've got a strategy. We, of course, and the American elections are an example. If this created any volatility in the market, then we've got to be a bit careful about how we spend our money. But we have a strategy. We have an exploration strategy. And we're executing that strategy. And investors have entrusted us with their hard-earned money. We're gonna find them an ore deposit. That's the goal. So no matter what the price of metals is.
I love that. Now, one of the things that we've done really well here at Rich TV Live is we identify companies first. Now, the problem when identifying companies first is typically the stock is kind of where you're at. Doesn't trade very much, doesn't have crazy volume yet, but that's how you get in early. I always try to explain to people, I'm like, by the time the stock has crazy volume, everybody already knows. You missed the run, If you're getting into a stock when it's just getting started and you're getting in, I think you're at 35.5 cents, half a penny higher than the government got in. The government got in with you guys at 35 cents. So if you're getting in with the government and you're getting in early before you guys have results from your drilling, is that typically for mining stocks? And I know I've been around mining stocks for many years. Is that not typically when you want to get in? You want to get in when it's not exploding yet, when all the institutional investors haven't started putting it on their radar yet, when all the day traders haven't started talking about it in the group chats yet. You want to get in first so that when the stock does run and does explode and does become what I call a day trader's paradise, and I can show you many examples of stocks like this that we've been killing with in our community. At that point in time, that's your upside, is you get in early, hold your position, and then when the stock becomes a day trader's paradise and everyone's talking about it, and we're now at 50 cents, 60 cents, 80 cents, $1, now you get a chance to get your ROI for finding that undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed gem, which I believe Delta Resources is, because like I said, tight share structure, strong management team. You guys can see the management right here, fully transparent. You guys are not diluting your stock. You're not desperate for money. And you guys are in a sector where gold prices continue to go higher. So assuming that the drill results are successful, we're talking about a very lucrative business opportunity because you've got an asset that's going up in value, which means your ROI, your return on investment, will also be very lucrative. Would you agree with that assessment? Go ahead.
I can start quickly, and then I'll let Frank give his perspective. That's, obviously you want to buy low and sell high. So obviously you want to you want to get in on the ground floor. Let me just touch on something you just touched on. In the last financing, we have 4 great Quebec institutions who participated in the financing. These are very well regarded institutions. We're talking about CDEX, we're talking about FTQ, we're talking about Capital de Risque Desjardins, we're talking about SDBG. Whenever you see these promotional things, you always read, do your own due diligence. Individual investors have a certain amount of due diligence they can do. These institutions, on the other hand, can carry on these due diligence very, very thoroughly, and that's what they've done. And for these 4 well-regarded institutions in Quebec to participate in our financing, clearly they see something that we see as well as a good investment. And by the way, it was CDEC's second participation. So they participated in the first financing at 20 cents as well. So we've made them quite happy, and we're confident that we're going to make these 4 institutions very happy again. I'll let the rest to Frank.
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, well said, Andre. And I'm going to add to that. If you believe in gold, if you want exposure to gold, if you've got risk capital, we're not a blue chip company, let's face it. If you've got risk capital to deploy, we're a fantastic target for you to look at to deploy that capital, because we've got such great property in Quebec and Ontario and we're now at the point where we're drilling, that if we hit, your return is exponential, or can be exponential. And that's what risk capital is for. You're not investing in risk capital to make a 20% return. You're investing in risk capital because you think you can make 100, 200% return, maybe more. And so we just think we've got the right vehicle, for people that have that appetite. So if you've got that appetite, you got to look at Delta. It's simple as that. And we're going to do everything possible that we can control, like Andre said at the very beginning of this interview. The things we can't control, we can't control. We can't control the macro market. We can't control the US election. We can't control certain things. But what we can control is how we deploy the money that we've got as strategically as possible to increase our chances as much as possible to hit. And if we do hit, we're going to have very, very happy shareholders. So listen, it's simple as that. You want to, invest in a microcap company that's got the potential for exponential returns on that investment. Delta Resources is the company you got to look at.
Do you guys have any, does it matter if Biden or Trump wins? Does it make any difference to gold miners? Do you guys care? Or are you guys just like, let's just get this over with and let's get a president elected so we can just move forward?
Yeah, I want to wake up tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for.
It's the most craziest election of all time.
Yeah.
You guys will both be watching, right? I will be watching.
Saturday.
This is like must-see TV. I think this feels like an episode, like the season finale of The Apprentice for me. It just seems crazy. The most craziest election I've ever seen. Name calling, bullying, everything you could think of, people blaming each other. I don't even know what to think. There's some people that are saying that this election could get dragged on until November 13th. Have you guys heard of that? Because of ballots and delays in balloting. I mean, imagine this gets delayed till November 13th. That would be another 10 days of waiting.
Well, what I can say is this, if you permit. One thing is for sure, when this election is done, there will be stimulus.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's waiting for it. And what the stimulus do? It will continue to drive gold. That's what it'll do. And so, the only difference that I've read is that if Trump were to win, that stimulus package could be smaller in scope, but quicker to deploy. And if Biden wins, the stimulus could be much bigger in scope and slower to deploy. Either way, it's going to be good for gold. So let's just get through this. We're certainly not going to comment on, who we like or don't like. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
All we care about is we're drilling and we're confident that we're going to be successful. And Delta Resources is a fantastic investment as part of your speculative microcap portfolio.
I agree with Frank's take there. I think that in terms of if the elections drag and all that stuff, the reality is gold is often driven by uncertainty in world uncertainty, if you will. So if anything, that alone would be good for gold. The stimulus packages that Frank discussed also will be good for gold, but you also have to remember that our VMS deposits are gold-rich copper zinc deposits. It turns out that the magmatic-hydrothermal occurrences that we found at Snowfall are actually gold, silver, and copper. So we also have an exposure to base metals, and whenever these stimulus packages come out, you're looking at huge demand for copper and base metals in general, combined with high prices of gold. Again, it's putting Delta in a really, really good position.
We've identified so many early stage companies. One of them is called Very Good Food, which is a plant-based food stock. And you guys remind me of them because I talked about them for a few months and it's stuck right around like $1.40, $1.50 zone for months. And I kept saying, guys, it's going to explode. It's going to explode. It's going to explode. Get in now. Get in now. Today it hit $5. Our entire community made a killing. Members are up some 6 figures, 300% on the pick. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Rich. And at the time when it was at 140, 150, so many people were getting frustrated because it wasn't moving. It wasn't getting tons of volume. And I kept saying, in order to get into a stock early, you got to get in when nobody's talking about it. If you want to get in when everyone's talking about it, it's probably already too late. Well, now everyone's talking about Very, it's at $5. You guys remind me a lot of that stock because they had literally every box checked just like you guys, and they are a huge success. And I believe they are the next Beyond Meat, only better. I truly believe that. I believe as a small cap junior miner, you guys have every single thing I'm looking for as an investor. I've yet to find any reason why this can't be the next $1 stock. And sitting at 35 cents and with very little volume so far, other than the government, which has positioned themselves long-term, I also believe gives us as investors an opportunity to position ourselves. So I've been telling a lot of our community, when this is under 35 cents, guys, get in under 35 because you're in under the government. And a lot of our community members are already in at 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 cents in this region. So they're positioning themselves for the long haul. So there's been investors while we've been live on here asking, Rich, should I buy 10,000 shares? I can't tell you guys when to buy, okay? I can't tell you guys what to buy. But what I can do is I can do videos like this to bring on the CEO and the chairman so you guys can hear directly from the people that are building the business. You guys can ask questions. And if there was an investor that is watching this video today, we've had over 30 people watching us on the live stream throughout this entire video. How can they get in contact with you guys if they have any questions or if they'd like to learn more about the company? Or let's just say it's a joint venture partner or a junior miner that wants to do business with you guys. How can they get in contact with you guys?
You want to start, Frank, or?
Well, the contact details are at the bottom of all our press releases. So they can just go to any press release or go to our website and they'll get the contact details there. So it's pretty simple way of contacting us.
And if there was something you wanted to leave the shareholders with today after this press release, obviously we've got big day on a global scale with the elections, and you guys are launching your BNN advertising now for the next month. What would it be?
I'd say just keep your eyes peeled for the results, the drilling results coming out. That's going to be our trigger, and we've got some of those results coming out anytime between now and April or June of April or May of 2021. So on both properties.
So over the next 6 months, guys, we can anticipate drill results between now and April. So there could be tons of news and tons of catalysts between now and April. And if the drill results are what we anticipate, in my opinion, we could see a $1 stock by April. That's, as an investor, that would be an amazing scenario. I know you guys can't comment on that, but as an investor, this is what I would be looking for. As an investor, I'm looking for a multiple. You know, we want to double our money. Like Frank said, you want to make 100%, 200% on your money. That's why you invest in small cap stocks. You don't invest in big board stocks. Chances are you're not going to get 100%, 200% on your money, not in a 6-month period, maybe over a period of years. Frank, do you have anything else to add?
The only thing I'm going to say is this, is that we've talked a lot about the Lemoyne mine and how it was the second or possibly the richest mine in Canada in terms of grade, not in terms of size, but in terms of grade. We've talked a lot about that. And we've talked about the fact that we believe that we potentially have Lemoyne 2, 3, 4 on our property, not to mention that we may have, you know, the much bigger Lemoyne mine on our property.
Wow.
If we hit on any of those holes, just as an example, if we hit on any of those holes, I mean, our stock could really, you know, increase substantively. So putting $1 target on a stock or 50 cents or $1.50 on a stock is just a number. At the end of the day, we're trading at a market cap well below $20 million. And if we were to hit, we could easily be trading at a market cap well above $100 million. So we have a long way to go. So without talking about where we think our stock's going to go, et cetera, we have no idea. Obviously, Andre and I have no idea. But ultimately, we think that this is a perfect launching pad in anticipation of results. So this is it. If you got speculative dollars, you know, we're definitely a company you need to consider.
Well, I'm really excited about your business and your company. I know our shareholders are as well. Lots of shareholders are watching right now. People asking questions, people interested. Some people are asking for the symbol. Some people are asking if they should buy. I can't, like I said, I can't tell you guys whether or not you should buy. All I can tell you is that we've done a lot of due diligence, and our community and myself really believe in Delta Resources because they have everything we're looking for in a company that is undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. And like Frank said, to get 100 million market cap, we would have to see this company's share price, because they're not going to dilute the stock. We most likely would have to see the company's share price grow at least 3 to 4 times for them to grow to 100 million market cap, which means we could see a $1 stock. So this is the way my brain works. And I believe that that's a possibility in the future. Obviously, it all depends on the results, but 4 big banks already believe in Delta Resources and have invested at 35 cents. And one of them started at 20 and now at 35. So I think as investors, if you can get in at 35 or lesser in that region, you're positioning yourself really, really comfortably for a long-term winner, in my opinion, maybe even a short-term winner if the results come in sooner than anticipated. Thank you so much, guys, today. Continue all your hard work and efforts. The symbol in Canada for Delta Resources is DLTA. The symbol in America is GOLHF. And the symbol in Frankfurt, Germany is 6G01. Thank you, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Continue all your great work. I'll be looking for those BNN videos. And if there's anything else you need, or if you guys have any other breaking news, or if you guys have drill results, I'd love to invite you back on our show so we could talk about it live.
It'd be a pleasure, Rich. Thanks very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Frank, the chairman and the CEO of Delta Resources. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys do your due diligence, do your research. If you like this video, please smash the like button, comment down below. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I can direct them directly to Frank and Andre, or feel free to direct your questions directly to Frank and Andre as well. And thank you guys for watching. Hope everyone has a great election day. Hopefully we know where we are by tomorrow so we don't have to continue to wait and we can just move on with our lives, because this has been a very busy few weeks. Let's just put it that way. And thank you guys for watching. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you winners and we bring them to you first. Delta Resources, I believe, has a chance to be a huge winner. And get your popcorn ready, guys. We're going to have a big day today. A lot of things happening. And this is some really big news. So we'll be watching the stock very closely as well. Thank you guys for joining us today. And thank you guys for watching from home all over the world. Have yourselves a nice day. And we'll talk to everybody soon.
Thanks, Rich.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you.